So I'm just gonna cut this one somewhere here, I think. And I'm gonna place some of this color coming out here. Okay, so the next step is gonna add some of these flowers and of this phalaenopsis, but coming out. Why? Because I want this table to be quite long. So I'm thinking of a rectangular table, and when I think of this arrangement on the table, I want to be able to connect all the flowers and the fruit and the other elements. So I'm gonna grab one of these very beautiful phalaenopsis, and I'm gonna take it really quite out, okay? So this is what I'm gonna do. I'll show you in a second, but I'm gonna cut this one here, let me see. And I'm gonna bring this one quite out. And again, this is possible because I have this frog inside. It will be quite difficult for me because this is a very heavy flower. That's good. I'm just gonna move this one a little bit. Okay. And I'm gonna do the same to the other side. Maybe this one, yeah. And again, I'm just gonna feel where can I pin this one inside so that she's really secured. Perfect. Now, the next step is add all these really small elements and add a little bit of this yellow butterfly ranunculus. I don't like mixing tropical flowers with very delicate flowers that have nothing to do with tropical, but there is something about these butterfly ranunculus that are very shiny somehow in their petals. And I don't know, they just last very well in hot conditions. They really don't mind the heat. And for some reason, I really like adding some of these because I think they add this extra softness to my arrangement. So I'm gonna choose some of these beauties. And again, everything that I'm using in this arrangement is grown around the state of Mexico. That's where I live. So this phalaenopsis, everything is grown by Chiltepec, which is a local grower. And they also grow this ranunculus. So it's really good to keep it local and seasonal as much as you can. Perfect. I want to show you how by adding this yellow ranunculus, you will add an extra level of softness. So let me come here. I'm gonna add some on this side. And I'm gonna add another one on this side. Really spilling down the base. And I can help it, but I need to add this one because how incredibly beautiful is she? So I need to find the right spot for her. And this is an incredibly beautiful arrangement. I have to edit this one somehow because it's a little bit heavy. Or maybe I just go all the way and just add it. Let me think about it. But I think somewhere here would be beautiful. So I'm gonna try, and if I like it, great. And if not, I'm gonna move it. But again, I have to go inside the frog. Okay, that's good. And I'm gonna add more Bougainvillea here and there to add softness to this arrangement. I want to add something here to cover this stem a little bit to make it softer. So I think it has to be a Bougainvillea. I'm just trying to figure out which one is the best one to use. That's better. And I'm gonna cover the mechanics using some of these Bougainvillea inside my base. So I'm gonna open wherever I see a hole, as we did in the other centerpiece, remember? And we're gonna cover the mechanics, but we're gonna cover the with some Bougainvillea. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this arrangement in the table so that I can really see how this is going to be with all the other elements. So let me do that. So when I place my arrangement here on the table, I kind of wish this was taller. So I think I'm going to replace it for another one that is the same but a little bit taller. So yes, I think this is going to be better. So I'm going to move this one here. I'm going to cut this one to give them some distance between this and the other one. And I think that's pretty. So what happens when you are thinking about an arrangement like this one with all these elements? You have to start expanding your arrangement. So stop thinking about this is one thing and this is another and this is another. Try to make a flow between all the elements. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place some of my vines and try to bring them really out of my arrangement so that they connect with the elements on the table. Because when I do that, have a look how beautiful this connection is. And the colors of this passion vine and these guavas are just incredible. So I'm going to start adding some elements here and there to connect this arrangement with the table. And I'm going to turn it around so that you can see a little bit. It's going to be tricky because I'm going to be trying to turn it around, or maybe I just let the camera on the top show you what I'm doing. So this is going to be with this one after we add the runner, because we're going to add a runner on the table. I'm also going to add this vine here. So I'm going to come somewhere here. And again, I'm going to connect that with the table. I have these very beautiful kumquats. So as you can see, making a tropical arrangement, you can really perform them quite fast. Is when you do the table styling, when you have to take a lot of patience to make something that looks very beautiful, and not like if you're just like throwing things on the table. What I'm going to do next, I'm going to clean very quickly here, and I'm going to add the runner so that I can start placing the elements on the table like if it was going to be already on the side. So I have placed my arrangement on the table, and I'm going to start doing the styling. As you can see, I really love adding these vines and mixing them with the fruit. So when you place fruit in your table, it's not just like putting the fruit there. You have to connect the elements of your arrangement. And usually when you have a rectangular table like this one, you have one main centerpiece and two small ones. So you want to make those two smalls, one quite fast on side, but that doesn't mean that they are going to be not cared for. You just have to choose wise elements to make them connect with the table. So this is something very simple. I just added a vine, some of this orange trumpet, phalaenopsis, and that's it. And I'm going to leave it there. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to start connecting this element with this to the other side. So I have these very beautiful persimmons, and I'm just going to place them somewhere. And that's why all your little elements, like this trumpet, it's nice to have it because you don't have to throw it away. It's nice on the table. And I'm going to grab these other two, and I'm going to place them here next to the other vase. That vase is going to be more simple. What I'm going to do on this one is just leave only the orange trumpet. So pretty much I have a frog inside here, a pin cushion inside here that is holding these trumpet vines. And again, this one is so cute. I'm not going to throw it. I'm just going to leave it on the table. And I'm going to place this one somewhere there. And if I want, or if I need to cover, it really depends on your client. I really like seeing the water. But if you mind, you can just add a piece of Bougainvillea inside. So it's your preference. I think both look beautiful. And again, maybe you can leave these two bougainvilleas there. So when I do styling for a photo shoot, I do cut the fruit in halves like this, or like this. It's so cute. You see the star? It's so beautiful. And when you place it on the table, it just looks incredibly nice when it's cut. But if you're going to do an event and this is going to be on the heat and this is going to be, maybe attract some flies, and you don't want to do that to your clients. So maybe it's best to just leave it complete and just leave it on the table. At the end, what you're doing is adding all these elements and make this table more delicious, but you don't necessarily have to cut it. I can't resist these ones. I think they're just incredibly beautiful inside. So I'm gonna cut another guava. And this one, can you see? I cut it half, but this one, I'm gonna cut it in this direction. And again, the only reason is I can't resist the color of this. I mean, look at this, it's just so beautiful. So I'm gonna place this somewhere here with these tomatoes, maybe running along the table. Another persimmon here. Maybe I just group some fruits here. I like it like this, and especially I like the combination of this pincushion with this watermelon. I'm gonna leave this one here, spill some of these ones here, maybe leave one of these guava complete just here, and maybe that one there. And the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add these candles. Candles and votives are very important in a table. They just make everything look more romantic. And if you choose the right glass, it will just make the perfect combination. So pretty much this is what means to do table styling, is to put your arrangement, add a few other elements, and dress this table. This table would be ready for you to put the plates and the cutlery and the napkins and everything. But your job as a florist is just maybe this. You don't take care of the rest of the stuff, or maybe you do. I usually never take care of the rest. So this is what it means to do table styling. It's just not to commonplace one arrangement, but different elements to dress the table and make it really delicious, really beautiful. Packing. A lot of florists ask me, how do I pack my arrangements? And how do we transport them to the place of the event? And it's a tricky thing. The truth is that it took me a long time to figure out the best way of packing my arrangements, because we don't use floral foam. We do everything in water, and it's a tricky thing to do. So today, I really wanted to share with you my secret of how I pack, and I want to tell you how we do it. So I had these boxes. They are 3 plywood. I don't know how you say that in English, but they are made of this wood. They're not very heavy, but they are good enough so that we can put 3 arrangements here. And I have made them not so thick. I have made them to fit pretty much all my vessels. And what we do is, as you can see here, we add a layer of plastic of all the bubble wrap that we get from the vessels and things that we buy. We use it as a layer in the bottom so that the water will spill here. We also do 3 little nests, like 3 cocoons, where we're gonna place our arrangements. And pretty much what we do is we wrap a piece of wax paper. I'm going to show you. Like this one. And we create a little nest for our arrangement. So this is how it looks. And the nice thing about this paper is that it holds water. So this will move in my band, and sometimes we go through very bumpy roads, but here the water will stay. So my boxes last really a long time. As soon as I arrive to the place, we take the water out and we refill our arrangements. You grab your centerpiece like this, okay? I usually do it with Mari, she helps me, and then she lifts all the flowers that are like going down, and then we pretty much just place this arrangement on this little nest. And I hope you can see how well it's really well secured. It doesn't move around. If I shake this, really, it won't go anywhere. And we do the same here. So I'm gonna show you how I put another piece of paper. And then we would grab other arrangement and place it here. And we will decide if we want to place it this side or this side, and we will do the same here, okay? So this is pretty much about packing. It looks very simple, but it took me a few years to discover what is the best way to pack. We used to have really thick boxes, boxes that were made of cardboard. So when we arrived to the place, they were like completely wet. So I can tell you, this is incredibly easy. You just have to make your boxes, have your wax paper, and make these nice cocoons to receive your vessels. So this is it. And I thank you so much for watching. I look forward to see you in my next class.